Hey, we're back for our DJN TV training night, and this is our virtual exhibit hall time where we get to meet some of the sponsors, those people who make it possible for us to do what we do here on DJN TV. And up next, we've got the crew from Perfect Portals. Good evening.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
There we go. I was going to say, I think both of your mics are on.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got Keith and Karen here from Perfect Portals, and for those of you who haven't done anything with your business when it comes to connecting with your clients and working with them with a CRM, they are the ones who take that to another level when you're working with specifically DJ Event Planner, who is also one of our big sponsors. And if you have never looked at one of those systems and you're busy writing things down on little scraps of paper and then you lose the paper or you have confusion, whatever in your life, CRMs help that, and then they take that to another level. And I asked them to come in tonight and kind of show us what kind of things they can do to take it from cool to really cool. So, who's gonna share? Who's gonna walk us through? And
Okay, so I guess what we'll do is sort of start things off with, we're called Perfect Portals because that's kind of where we started. Now, to me, a portal is the whole enchilada. It's the whole system altogether. But in reality, I mean, we started with doing all the client portal in DJ EP. That was where we felt that it needed to have some customization so people could really make that space that you're sending your clients into look more like their business and their branding.
Mm-hmm.
So we figured out how to edit the style sheets and things that are what that look is based on. And Keith and I worked together. He was more coding and I was all the graphic design end of stuff. So then we could look at someone's website and say, yeah, okay, we can match up all these different elements and then show you what that's going to look like, so that now your customer is going to be like, from the website to the client portal, they're going to feel like they're kind of in the same place.
Now, you mentioned style sheets, and how much of that type of information am I going to need to know when I come to you and say, hey, can you help me make my pages look better and make this work and look a lot better? Do I need to have a ton of tech, or is that something you can deal with?
You need to have zero tech.
I like
that's
that.
our job.
I like that.
So the whole thing of coming to Perfect Portals is that you can sign on with DJ Event Planner, and it's a super powerful system. It does all kinds of things, and DJs love this platform. But if you really want to be able to utilize it within your own business and have it branded to you and have it really working for you, so that you're not going to be having to sit there and figure out what are all the questions that I'm going to ask on my planning forms, and how am I going to figure out what emails I need to send, and following up with the client, and reaching out to them even after the event and stuff, and thanking them, and sort of all the in-betweens, because we don't like to leave clients hanging in between when you've booked them, and then when you're sort of getting all the loose ends straightened up with their pre-wedding interview before their actual wedding day. We like to communicate with them all the way through, so they feel like they're super connected with their DJ. So there's a lot of content within our system. You're talking like 200 emails between weddings and events that run in our system. Most of it being automated with a few breaks here and there for you to be able to handle a few steps. But other than that, it's kind of set it and forget it.
Nice. Excellent.
Which is great, because then you don't have to be sitting there going, oh, I forgot to send that message to that client, or this person's reached out to me because they haven't heard from me in X amount of weeks. And now they're like, where are you and what are we doing with things? Or they have questions and stuff. A lot of the system will look after things along the way, because it's quite honestly full of content. So we've built it up. So there isn't really a whole lot that you have to do in there once you have our system.
Nice. Automation is such a great tool.
Well, because this is automation plus content.
Nice.
So you're getting both ends of the spectrum. So, I mean, although it's amazing to have automated emails, but if you have professionally written content and places for those clients where you're sending them information about what they could be doing this month, how you're going to upsell them on something, maybe they didn't book you for the Dancing on a Cloud. Maybe they need to know about some of the other things that you offer, and that, you do photo booths, and, are you interested in this? And you could be doing this or that. There's lots of ideas and things within our system that are really just suggestions on making their events more interesting and stuff as well.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, can you take us in
Yeah.
and show us a few things
Yeah,
about
Keith,
how?
Keith, do you want to
Yep.
bring up the some of the portals?
All right. So, like all of us, branding, for those that don't know and haven't watched any of the DJ and TV stuff, John and his Scoonies always talk about branding, and there's for good reason.
Goodies. Going back to the 80s, folks.
Yes, he just aged himself right there.
I did, really, and I'm older than him, so that's pretty sad.
What it was we're talking with the other Keith at Marquise, and he was bringing up the 80s, so we're talking about
Yeah,
the
so
80s
we're kind of in
first.
that mindset.
You're in the
today.
mindset,
so-
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
That. But we understand that, and most of us understand branding. If you don't know anything about branding, you really got to get it with it, because branding is going to help you stand out for your competition and also look professional, right? So you
Right.
can't look like if you drew it up yourself or had your kid draw it up, or don't use paint. Like, go to see somebody. If you're using the program called Paint, you might be
I don't know that
under-
anyone's using paint.
Again, you're aging yourself.
It might be that might be a bit of a stretch. I think what he's trying to get across is that if it's not a skill set that you possess,
Yes. Yep.
then it's good to seek somebody out that can do that for you. Because most people want their website and, wherever they're sending their clients and everything that you're putting in front of your customers to look professional.
And when you go from a website like this that looks nice, and this is one of our clients here, Mixed Up Productions, and we go to their client portal now, it's going to look proper, right? So we got a nice video in the background here. We kind of slightly opaqued the background so that you can still see the image behind it, but you can still read all the text there. We're keeping with the fonts. The branding is all his colors there, the fonts as well. We've got the rounded corners, and then Karen went all out and even created these new icons to match with his brand.
Nice.
That you'll see throughout with anything that Karen touches. She's just amazing at taking your brand and really excelling at making it yours. So we're just showing you, like, this can all be done within DJEP to make it look good. Right from the images that pop up here.
That's the difference with DJEP, is that I don't know that anybody understands exactly just how customizable it is if you know how to do it.
Right. If you know how to do it. Yeah.
It is super customizable. And that's the nice thing, is that you can, hire someone like Perfect Portals to come in here and do this for you, because it's open on the back end that you can actually do this kind of stuff with it, whereas a lot of CRMs don't give you that flexibility.
Karen, now just hang on. Keith, hang on 1 second. Karen, when you guys have gone through and done this for people, and what kind of a response when they've now been using it and their clients are using it? I mean, I'm sure you guys are getting some feedback on this of people saying, "Wow, this has made a big difference."
We literally have, actually, it's this particular client, Jam and DJs, and John is just, he doesn't have enough amazing things to say about what we did with his system. Just the fact that he had the email system in place, the way that we've set it up, he ended up within, I think it was a day or two of us putting his system live, he had a bride that had forgotten to reach out to him, that her wedding was actually canceled, and the wedding was off, and she was actually with someone else, and she had neglected to let him know. And because it was still within the countdown emails that we have, it was then her trigger to go, I forgot to reach out to the DJ. I should probably let him know that this is no longer happening. And if there weren't those communication pieces in between, there may not have been any trigger, and he would have been literally a few weeks from her wedding trying to set up, his final meeting with her, and he probably wouldn't have been able to get another event that day.
Yeah, for sure.
But because he had the communication pieces and stuff in between that were going out to the client, that triggered the client to contact him let him know, and then he was able to book another event on that day because he had enough time.
Sure. Nice. It's always nice.
He also ended up hearing from a venue that week, I believe, as well. And because we send information not only out to, the clients, but we also send stuff out to the vendors and stuff as well. And not just, thanks and stay in touch at the end, but also introducing yourself earlier on in the process, so that they know who you are. They know that you need to connect with them. So if they need anything, you're on top of it. And he ended up hearing back from a venue that said, hey, I got your email that said that you're going to be DJing, for this event. And did you know that the clients changed the date?
Oh, no.
Right? Because again, I don't know why, but people think of the DJ as the last thing. So, it could be a situation there where they're like, okay, I've done this, I've done that, but then they don't think about the music.
Sure.
To have things to, be able to get people to get back to you, I think is really essential.
Mm-hmm. So what are we looking at here as you're rolling through here?
So this is actually another client of ours, who actually, it's not a DJ. They are actually a band, and they manage a bunch of other bands as well. So they were also a user of DJ Event Planner and came to us going, we want this to look better because we love our website, but we want something that matches it. And when they found out that we could do this, they came to us not only for their client portal, so now they got a nice video running in the background of, actual entertainment happening with their band, but we also did all their planning forms for them and stuff as well.
And basically then again, keeping the logo, the look, the colors across the board.
Everything. So we pull all those elements out of what they're doing in their website and then match everything up. So, the thing is that in the end, if you've got your clients going in here, they're not just doing their planning, but they're coming here and making payments and everything else. You want them to feel like they're still going to part of your website, like part of what you've got going on the internet.
Oh yeah. And
right? Instead of somewhere completely different, because there's templates and things that are available, but they're not going to be branded to your business.
Precisely. And something that has, in the case of more of an elegant type of a website, you want it to look like an elegant. Yes.
Exactly. You still want that look and feel to carry over into everything else. So, we do the client portals, but we also, all of our emails are branded. All of the contracts and everything that we create are branded. Everything, like Keith was just showing you, is mobile friendly. So you don't have to have, a separate app on the phone or everything. Everything scales down because we built it all so that it sizes for everything.
So now with what we're looking at, you're taking us through the things that you guys have been able to put together so they're branded to look like, in this case, Bill Herman's. How much of that information did Bill need to get to you, or any of the companies get to you, and how much of it was things that you were able to generate and put together?
So basically what we usually ask the client is, send us a copy of your contract so we can put your terms and conditions in. Matching it up to their colors, we pull all that information right from their website. The client doesn't need to do a thing. Everything else is really just, what information do you want in your signature? Send us a background image for your client portal or a video. And we need your headshot, and we need your logo in whatever formats you have it in, the light, the dark, however it's going to need to show up based on the way you have it on your website. And then how we need to put it into emails. And that's pretty much it. So it's not a whole lot of information that our clients have to sort of put together. We give them literally the list of, these are the bits and pieces that we need from you.
Nice.
And there's not a lot of them. So, and it's really just, what places do they need to find you for social media? How do they call you? If there's an office address, and then there's stuff that we put into the emails at the end that are on a review email that are like, if you'd like to leave us a review, then you can leave them here. So if you have like Google reviews or Wedding Wire or The Knot or any of those things where you want them to be able to leave reviews, then that all gets built into an email. And the thing is with the emails here and stuff, what we're not showing you here is that there's a lot of connection pieces and stuff that make it really easy for the client. So you're not saying, oh, here's your login and password. And then the client goes, I can't find that email.
Yes.
Or I don't remember what it is. Can you send it to me again? We have a lot of connection pieces built in and stuff so that people don't have to go through all that because it's already coded into the back end so it can take them straight into the system without them having to do all that stuff.
Nice.
They'll be sent directly into their portal and stuff. So there's a lot of nice little bits and pieces in here that, you know, make it easier for the DJ company that's booking in the events, and then for the clients themselves as well to fill in stuff and get back to you and everything. It's all wrapped up in kind of a nice little package.
Nice.
Yeah. So what we ended up doing was making, starting off again with the client portal, making that look as good as we can. That took me about 3 or 4 months to create. So the first rendition of it. And then once I got that kind of figured out, I'm like, okay, now how can we make this done in a way that we can get it done quicker? So then I had to rewrite it again for Karen to be able to take it on herself and be able to do that, so that I could move on to the other parts of our system, which was going to be forms. So then we started forms, which I've been building forms forever. Karen helped me with that, and then of course Bill Herman and different people like that, taking all the information that we've gathered from all of the people that we work with and just friends of ours.
We ask for a lot of feedback.
Sure.
From people.
And so now you're not just getting planning forms that just are built by me and Karen with our experience, but you're also getting it a collaboration of all the DJs that you could never dream of even getting a hold of their stuff. Of course, privacy is a big part of it. So we will always ask, hey, that's a cool idea. Is this something that you don't mind us sharing with other people? And if they say yes, go for it. Some of our clients have, and then others are like, you know what, let's not, and let's make that something that I'm going to just use. And I say, yeah, absolutely, not a problem. But so that way you do have, we're not in any means wanting to steal from you guys. It's if you want to provide it, great. If not, if it's your secret sauce, by all means, we're not going to give out that recipe.
Sure.
So it allows us, though, to be able to bring a wide variety of things, and we're working with people all the time, so there's always times that we are advancing stuff. In fact, for anybody that's tried booking on a Friday, you'll know that Fridays are not able to with us unless it's an extreme emergency. We do take Fridays off, so we work Monday through Friday, but we take Fridays off for meetings, and it's just strictly advancing
project management.
So project management, because and this is what I always say, if you're not advancing yourself, you're going to be left behind, and that's with anything you do. So always do your best to don't even worry about competition. Put yourself, make yourself your own competition. If you're on top of the game, that's great. Keep pushing yourself, because the competition can catch up pretty quickly if you don't look at it.
Yeah,
so
and that happens.
That's what I'm always doing. We're always advancing the system. We're taking our feedback, our clients' feedback, and we're always making it better. So.
Excellent. Yeah, I really like that. That if a person, say, was just getting started in some of these planning forms, you have examples and ideas that you can share to help them.
We have it all built up. So we basically say, here's this huge list of questions, anything you could possibly want to ask your client. It's to a ridiculous level. It's like 300 questions in there.
Oh my goodness.
With logic and everything built
form,
in.
and then there's
that's one form,
forms.
Right? That's just one of the wedding forms. But the whole thing is that you build it up so that you're basically asking everything. And then you say to them, okay, which ones do you like? Which ones are going to work for you in your market? Because not everybody's market is the same.
Yeah.
We do different things here in Canada than we found out that a lot of people do in the States. We don't play the same games. We don't have the same, rituals and things that we do that are part of weddings. So you have to have all these different things put in place so that people can be like, yeah, we don't do that here, so you can take that part out, but we do that, so we'll keep that piece, and some people just like to operate things a little differently. They're used to doing things a certain way, so then we just manipulate the system a little bit so it'll work for them better.
So like a single op, for instance, that might not ask as many questions, and then there's NB single ops that ask a lot of questions and want to have more of that, even though it's not Bill Harmon, for instance, where he's going to ask a lot of questions out of his clients. He's going to pull that information that, with him, I find that when we're talking with him, he's always talking about wanting to grab as much information from the client, because if you're not asking those questions,
but that's what he does. That's his business. Like that's the way he markets himself.
And I can see as a multi-system, when I was doing multiple shows, and we were doing, I had some DJs who were more advanced and some that were getting started, but they were still out there doing shows. I could have less questions. They certainly wouldn't need the information Bill Harmon needs.
You don't need, well, that's the thing. You don't need all that in-depth information. So we kind of put it all out there and say, okay, what do you want to see?
Yeah.
But again, other ones they don't have to write up everything. So it's a huge time saver of having to figure out putting all this stuff together. And maybe you're someone who's even been on DJP for years, but you've just been kind of muddling along, trying to figure it out, but you really would like to get it set up so that you could spend more time on other things that you would rather be spending your time on than fiddling with stuff and taking a whole lot of extra steps that you don't have to when your system is all set up and running like a clock for you. So
yeah, it's actually really surprising to see how many people are like, you know what, we got a system here, we've been using them for 10 plus years, they're it's great, we got a system that was really working well for us. And then others that pretty much are at the same thought process, but then they go, you know what, but let's give it a shot and see if it does. And it's surprising how many of them turn around and say, you know what, I'm glad I jumped the gun, because we'll show a fair bit in our meetings sometimes, a little too much sometimes, but we still have so much in the system that is just, we can't show it all. We struggle to show everything in an hour meeting with our things. We actually have 3 meetings with our clients, and even that sometimes we're like, I think we might have to go to a 4th meeting because we just have so much content.
Yeah, and
we also want to help you, so we'll explain why we have certain questions the way we do and stuff like that, and why it works well for me and my business, or how it works for others and stuff like that. And then it's up to you whether you want to use it or not, but we'll give you advice as well to help build your business up, and, from marketing to why do we sell this way and stuff like that. So there's a rhyme and reason for why we do things. And, so you get a lot of stuff from Perfect Portals, that's for sure.
So can you kind of go through, if for a person who is looking at this and say, hey, this is something I'm interested in, take me through in the steps for working with you guys, and kind of a timeline of we'll meet, we do this, and by this, X number of days, months in, things will be pretty much up and running.
So basically what happens is, if you want to book in a time with us, you can go to our Facebook page or to our website, which is perfectportals.ca, and you can find the link there to get to our Calendly to book in a Zoom call with us. And then you'll basically be sitting in a 1-hour consultation. Hopefully it only takes an hour. It depends how long Keith wants to talk. And then we sort of go through all of the different things and what the system does and where it's going to be saving them time and making them more money, because they're not going to be fiddling around with things that they don't need to be spending time on.
Sure.
And then we send them the details of, the current sale that we have going on and what they're going to get from all of the different parts of the system. And then we say, and then let us know when you're ready, because most people want to make a decision. It's not a small price tag. So they want to, have a little bit of time to think about it. We are not pushy salespeople at all. We know how powerful the system is and how great it's going to work for them, but it's really up to them.
Sure.
If they want to go ahead at that point. And most of them come back and are like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get it all set up. So from that point, basically, we're gathering the information that we need from them, other than what we've already gotten from when they booked their original call. We send them out the details of the pieces that they need to get us set up with, so that we can start working on their system. They put down their retainer on the project, and then we basically get moving. We do their client portal, and then we start working on their email signature. We have 4 of us that work here at Perfect Portals. So Keith and I manage things, but my daughter Rachel is also involved, and she does all of the email system build up. I do the portals. Keith does all of the connection pieces in the back end, and my brother does forms. Nice. So we're a busy crew here. Mm-hmm. And the process generally is about, we usually tell people about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Sometimes we can get it done a lot faster if we get everything that we need and we get you back into those meetings to review things and approve things and stuff like that. Then it can go a lot faster than 3 to 4 weeks. But we like to give ourselves that little buffer because sometimes people get busy.
Yeah.
DJs are busy people, right?
Yeah.
You're out all weekend, you're prepping in the week and stuff. And sometimes, I mean, people have family lives and everything else going on. And sometimes it's just hard to connect. So we get people in as soon as we can. Yeah, we get busy too.
Yeah, every life gets that way.
But it's just really getting into those calls, and we do things in stages. As we finish something, then we get them in, we get them to review it, and then that piece of the system's done. Then we'll do like an email review. And the other thing with our system is that all of your training is included. It's not going to be an extra fee that you're going to have to pay, because the way that we look at it is we don't want to build you a system, put it on there and go, okay,
there you go.
Off you go. Have fun. Right?
Right.
The whole thing is that we started this because we're DJs ourselves and we know how precious time is, and you don't want to be wasting it. It's like, how much is your time worth? Well, for me, it's worth quite a bit. So I'd rather not be wasting it, having to fight with things that are just can be done for me.
Mm-hmm.
So having something where they can just kind of leave it and let it do its thing is
so
perfect.
valuable,
right?
I had a question here pop up about changes. If there's changes that need to be made in down the road, is what they said.
So changes down the road. If it's something where they want to actually adjust things in the system, then it's an hourly rate that we charge to make changes, fixes, and things like that, because they want to just do something a little differently. If it's anything that is not working within the system itself, after we've done all the work on it, then we go in and fix it. It doesn't cost a thing.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But we do try and get people to work with us to make sure that it's working exactly the way that they need it to. And they make all their changes before we wrap up their project.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it wouldn't look good for anyone if there's
well, and even then, like small changes, like with the client portal, people are like, I don't like the image that I had in there. I just redid my website, and even if all of their colors and all the other things are staying the same, they're like, but I'd like to use a different image because now it doesn't match up anymore. It doesn't look the same. I'm like, send me your image. I'll throw it in. Mm-hmm. We host all of our images and stuff for our clients as well. So you don't have to worry about, if I put this logo here, is it going to show up and all that stuff, because we look after all of it.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yep, we got some fans in the chat room there that are
awesome. Hi guys.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Excellent.
No, it's like I said, it's a huge time saver, and I mean, if you're using something like DJAP, the best thing to do is to get it set up so it's working for you and you're not struggling through it.
Oh, another question popped up. Does it work with any other systems, or is it just DJAP?
Right now, we're just working within DJAP.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that'll change, but we're quite happy with DJ Event Planner. It gives us the most play to customize and stuff like that. Yes, for the average Joe, when they go to DJAP, their eyes are like at the very back of their head going, what the heck? What did I get myself into? But that's my playground, man. I want to play in there. And all these other systems that I've seen so far is very limited on customization. We can work in probably transferring some of what we do there, but
it's not to the same degree. I don't think any of the other systems that I've looked at are very much like your Check Cherry Honeybook type of things and stuff like that, where you can put a logo in, you can put an image in, and maybe a few other bits, but you're not customizing to the same degree.
Yeah, to really have it look like
that
it fits.
You can in here to really get that true matchup to what you got going on your website.
Excellent. Of course, we put the link in there, the perfectportals.ca, where you guys can bounce out there to check things out. And, excellent. Well, thank you, Keith and Karen.
No, thanks for having us, John.
It was great to come in to get a chance to talk and have you walk through things in a show like this. This is awesome. So, one question I had is, because we're getting into our busy season, we're coming into summer. Is there a time where if somebody like decided this summer, they're like, hey, I want to update things? Is that possible even during our busy seasons?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I think so. Yeah.
We have two kinds of people. The ones that plan ahead and go, we're going to get right busy this year, and let's get a system ready and launched before the craziness. And then there's the other one that gets in the heart of it and goes, holy crud, what did I get myself into? Let's get a system going now. And then we're struggling. Luckily, there's not a lot that we're asking of our clients. It's send us a contract, send us what you need for a signature, and very limited amount of stuff that we need from you. And we make it as seamless as possible. We understand that in the heart of things, you're going to be busy. Yeah. And even when you're not, you're still going to have, even in the off hours, you're still going to have your family life. You're still going to have all that other stuff. So any time of the year, people are busy. It's just, it does get quite busy in your seasons for sure. But we'll work with our clients. It might just take a little bit longer to get it going. Yeah. And you might not see it really benefiting yourself that year. Maybe you will, but you'll notice it in the heart season where you're just like, thank God I hired DJ Event Planner to take care of it and Perfect Portals to make it better. Yeah. So to be able to have that and hire somebody to do it for you, like DJP to manage your life, is a heck of a lot better than to do paper and pen and struggling it up. Like, oh my God, it's insane. So,
I can't imagine trying to run my DJ business without all the automation and stuff that we have in place.
Oh yeah, it's so much different than what it used to be.
I just can't. I can't even fathom what that would look like if I had to send out all those emails myself. Just kill me.
I forget all the time.
Or back in the day when we used to have to put a stamp on everything and send.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been DJing for over 30 years, so yeah. There was a lot of that.
A lot of that.
For me, it was just before COVID, really. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna spend the time and learn this thing. That was my New Year's resolution. 2020 was going to be the year.
You had time to work on it.
COVID had another idea.
So we got to working on Perfect Portals, I guess.
Yeah, that worked out. Yeah. Worked out well.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Did we cover? I think we covered everything, haven't we?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
If not, again, reach out to us and we'll definitely help you out.
Yeah, we'll definitely
We're here because we know that, DJs need help with this stuff, and that's why we started this business.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, you've got some great fans who are in the chat there.
We have some awesome customers.
Yeah, we love them so much. See that. Yeah, what was that on YouTube?
There's some on YouTube, yep. And I think I couldn't tell which Facebook. There was a couple of popped up on a Facebook.
Yeah.
I can't.
I
don't know which channel it was. So have to check those out. So, awesome. Karen, Keith, thank you much. Thank you for being sponsors with DJ and TV. Also, we really appreciate you guys being behind us and
we're happy to be here for you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. Gang, we're going to wrap up our little exhibit time here. We were going to have Jay Brandon coming to us from Las Vegas. He's at the bar and restaurant, which used to be nightclub and bar. He was going to be giving us an update, but it's Vegas. And Jay finished setting up, and when you're in Vegas and you just finished setting up things, you probably got a little tied up. So we're going to shut this video off, and then we'll be back and at the top of the hour, so in about 45 minutes roughly, then we'll start our training part of tonight. So jump out to the djntv.com/chillroom. Go out to the chill room right now, and you guys can chat and hang out and be ready to go at 8 o'clock Eastern when we start our show tonight. Once again, Keith and Karen, thank you much for being with me.
Thanks, Don.